if I'm going elsewhere or what I'm going to do today. Here again.
Yep.
Hi there, what can I grab for you today?
Coffee Frappuccino Venti with whip. Strawberry Frappuccino Venti with whip.
Okay, anything else?
That's fine, thank you.
Sorry, you said that's everything?
Yes.
Okay, see you at the window.
I'm covered in something again, probably from playing with the freaking cat. I don't know what was wrong with the computer this morning. I don't understand. It's like the bike the other day. I don't know. Every time I moved the mouse, something went whoopee.
There's the card. Pass you the straws first. Here's the strawberry frap
Hold on.
and the coffee.
Okay.
Have a good day.
So everything went whoopier than whatever. I don't know. And
Straw in your drink?
you can undo it. Where would you go? And she's right. It wouldn't
Yes,
be
so.
key. It would be just binge game May. We cleaned up. But I don't know about that. You know, I washed my hands properly. Nikki, you can see Nikki. I think that's correct. I washed my hands properly, and I don't know. Did you bring your finger thing?
Yes.
Well, then get it out of your pocket and test it. Where's your phone?
In that pocket.
You didn't bring your finger thing. Okay. It's too early to... Is it 9 o'clock? It still might be too early. Well,
It's not reading it.
I wonder if it's the batteries. Is it possible it's the batteries? Or is it just you?
Just me.
Try it on me. It's not getting anything?
Not getting anything.
Give me
today.
that. That's because it's got food and gunk in here, Tim. I don't know what you've got all over it either. This is not reading at all. What size batteries does this take?
I don't know.
This is not reading at all. This may be, wow. Do you think it's the batteries?
I kind of doubt it.
So the unit's busted.
No,
Tim,
it's just cold.
it's busted.
No, it's not.
It should be reading on my finger, shouldn't it? Yes?
Yeah?
Yeah, well,
With
it's
the back cover on it.
without the back cover off or on, it's not reading on my finger. Now it's reading what, 15? An 08? That's obviously not correct, is it?
No. Push the reset button.
This?
Yeah.
I think you've broken this one.
Here you go.
Oh, hang on a second. Thank you.
Yeah.
So is this, what is that? It says 88?
Yeah.
I'm at 88.
88 heartbeats.
And what's this? 19.
Yeah.
So it's reading me at 19 oxygen.
You don't need to test it.
Well, I guess I'm
will
not. I'd be
put
dead,
it
wouldn't
down
I?
here.
I think it's
Camera,
broken.
please.
Or the batteries. I don't know. We'll go find the batteries.
Yeah. Yeah,
We are. And I'm going to try testing this, all right? Why does it take so long? Why does it take so long?
No idea.
This is not working. This is not working.
Sure it is.
I think this thing is dirty. I think that's why. And it is quasi broken. This is not reading properly. This one is fried. Okay. But if you look at
Yes.
if you look at this, you have
dropped it one too many times.
I haven't dropped it, that's it.
It's pushed on. See, it still says, it says 87 now. And 81. That's kind of bizarre, because I'm not 87. I'm not 87. No, this one is fried. See, now it says 84 and 56. I guess it doesn't work, does it? Does it?
Probably not.
Jesus Christ. So, let's figure out where we just put the, oh yeah, then you're playing with it. That's fine. We're going to eat too, okay? Or try to. What, you put your finger in it first before you push the button, Tim.
I did.
And is it working?
Yes.
What is it?
73.
You're 73 now. It said 91. Before. Well?
80.
It doesn't fit in that. You are taking that and putting it in my bag. You're not walking around with it in your pocket. So when we go out, we put it in the bag. Okay? Okay, A&W again, huh?
Apparently.
possible it's because your hands are cold.
Pulse.
Tim, this is not reading worth shit. This is not reading worth shit. This was $100. I just hope you realize that. How long does it take to? This is reading me at 72. And 60. I don't think this thing's working. I don't think it's working. I don't think it's working worth shit. I think it should be taken back. I'm not reading at 72. I know that. So is the 55 my pulse and the 87 is my... I don't think it's working. I run higher than 87, don't I?
Usually.
Pretty much always. So now it's saying 90, if the thing's pushed on. I don't think it's working with shit, personally. That's why it almost has to be pinched. And the finger pushed down onto it. This is not very good. See, 77 and 81. So I don't really quite get this. Do you?
No.
Every finger is a different read. It's kind of bizarre, isn't it? I can send you into church and I can go around and run around and try to find one of these things. But I'm not sure where to go find one. So now I'm getting nothing on it. Kind of bizarre, isn't it?
Yeah.
Does it shut itself off?
Yes.
Jesus Christ, this is ridiculous. Why am I not getting any read on this, Tim? Oh, it's tough, isn't it? And now it's 83. It's not a very responsive unit, is it? $85. Do you think I'm not low?
Could be.
Jesus Christ. Jesus fucking Christ. I don't think they're not open till 10. Hmm.
O'clock.
Get your phone out. $604 888 5554. You're calling Pam. You can ask her. I would tell her that maybe we're going to be down that way, and does she want us to stop by, or we'll just stop by, say hi, or that's if she's in.
Morning, Pam. Doing okay. Hey, listen, you gonna be in today? Oh, I see. Oh, I'm trying to figure out with you. Oh. Yes, it has. We're still out in Chilliwack. Just wondering what was happening with you. She wanted to see us today. No, it doesn't sound like it. Right.
Tell her to give us a call sometime.
We're a little off today. Yeah, we're working with machinery here. Sounds good. Okay, Pam. That was work schedule, no. We'll figure it out between now and next weekend then. Will do, Pam. Oh, nice. Okay, Pam. See ya. Okay. Have a good weekend.
It's reading me at 80. Kind of bizarre, isn't it? Now it's 84. In fact, it's 84 and it's 83 and 81. Now it's 82. I don't think that thing works. Unless it's the fucking batteries. Put that down and let's open it up and change the batteries. Tim, I'm really trying to do several things at once here. Isn't that bizarre? It is so bizarre. Oh, Jesus Christ. Hey, I'm overwhelmed here, Tim. I am. I don't know about you, but I'm overwhelmed. Okay, what are you doing?
You want me to open it up and change the batteries?
Well, then let's do that. We put the batteries in here. Put the fucking batteries there, please. And try not to get stuff all over it. Jesus Christ. See, stores do this all the time anymore. They just sort of, somebody gets something, doesn't seem to work, so what do? They wrap it back up and they put it on a shelf to be bought again. Don't know how to put the tap on this. You need to eat one of these, okay? Are you going to eat these, Mel? What does this say?
61 and 68.
Do you think this thing works? Do you think this thing works? 61 and 81. Do you think this thing works?
Probably, yeah.
I don't think I'm at 81. I think I would be having problems, wouldn't I? Like bigger problems than I am now? I guess I would, wouldn't I? Considering the other one was reading me the other day at 95. So we're not going down to see Pam, is that it?
She's got her grandson coming
Now I'm
in.
75. I take it I'm taking this back. That it's reading me at 75 of all things.
That's the old one reading you at.
95. Guess it's a problem, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus fucking Christ. My fingers are not cold either. And the other one works with, my fingernails are not as long as they used to be either. So finish this up and put the garbage down there, please. If there's garbage. $79 and $34. It doesn't work, Tim. So you try it, and I should probably just get you off and get you dropped off, and I'm going back to exchange it. And I'm going to London Drugs. Okay, so you need to get your tank changed too, do you not?
Yes.
Okay. Hey, let's quit fucking around with that and get your tank changed, please. Come on, Tim.
I'm sorry.
Please, over that away, please. Thank you. Where's your card? You what? What is that on?
Chapter 4, verse 2. Jonah prays to the Lord. He says, "Isn't this what I said, Lord, when I was still at home? That is what I tried to forestall by fleeing to Tarshish. I knew that you are a gracious and compassionate God, slow to anger and abundant in love, a God who relents from sending calamity." The Lord replied, "Is it right for you to be angry?" Sometimes we even doubt the decisions that God makes when it comes to His mercy for others, His love for others, His compassion for others. Others that we believe deserve punishment, even death. We get angry when we should show mercy. The takeaway for us is that turned towards you. Christ has looked upon you. He became the price and for our sin, and he has showed his mercy that has no end. No matter what you're going through, what storms you may face, how dark it may seem, God is there. He is the light. And if you would just let him, let his mercy flow not just in you but through you. Paul said in Romans 10:9, if we believe in our hearts and confess with our mouth that Jesus is Lord, if we believe in our hearts that God the Father raised his Son from the grave, that we will be saved. Let his mercy flow to you, so it can flow to everyone else that you have a hard time giving it to. It starts with you. It's hard to give when you don't have to give. And I just encourage you right now, I'm going to lead us through prayer. And I believe, I just sense there's going to be a shift in direction. There's going to be alignment today. You've been searching for assignment, but God is saying, hey, alignment comes before assignment. Seek first the kingdom of God, and then all things will be added unto you. God, have mercy. Would you pray with me? Say, dear Jesus, I know what it's like to set sail, to head in the wrong direction. I know what it's like to mess up, to sin, and to fall short. Would you please forgive me? I believe that you chose to die for me. And I believe that 3 days later, you rose from the grave. Would you come into my life? Would you be Lord over my life? I receive your mercy. I receive your forgiveness. And I choose to follow you. In Jesus' name. Just stay in this moment. Eyes closed. What a beautiful moment. If you prayed that prayer with us for the first time, or you're coming back, and you're turning towards God today, back to him, just give me a thumbs up in the house. That's me. Just like Nineveh, thank you. That's me. I receive his mercy today. Thank you. Lord, I thank you for your grace in this place. I thank you, Lord, for your healing in this place. I just speak healing now over relationships that have been drifting. I speak healing over businesses that you've called to build your kingdom. I speak healing over thoughts that haven't been of you, didn't come from you. I speak clarity. I speak peace.
ready for a drive.
Figure out how to run that, Tim.
As soon as I figure out how to talk on this thing.
You know how to talk on it? What do you do?
Who's that?
Tim.
This is Tim.
Amazing. Hey, Tim.
Good morning.
Come on, let's go. Good thing I got a full tank of gas. Enormous. Oh boy.
We're riding in first position behind the bikes.
Good. Guess it's because I want to tape Al.
We're right behind you.
I want to tape Al. Oh, I think it's. I mean, it'd be marvelous to do the trike, Tim, but I don't know if. I don't know. If you were riding and I was riding, we could do it. My Boulevard would do this. I could do this. But I don't know if I could
There's
ride
definitely more than 5
a
people.
trike all the way through.
5,000.
I'm not feeling that comfortable yet.
Coming in. Just the one button on the side with the bump on it. You got it.
Yeah, please put that up when it comes here. I'd like to hear what they're talking about, too.
We're going then.
What? No, because my acceleration trying to pull in behind them if they end up slowing Tim is just
No, not good. Like, it's not just getting past this guy. I've got to pull in, and all I need is somebody to brake for some reason, and I've, taken down a rider. Not be nice, would it? Probably not. Oh, look! You know what that was? That was an owl. Are you having fun yet?
Sure.
Oh, sure. Okay, why not? Nobody's back there.
these guys have got to be a good
I would say a good mile to 2 miles behind us. So that's got to have a 5-mile range, I would think.
Probably.
Okay, there's the daredevil. He's dragging his foot on the ground. The one that was doing the slow.
You know, I'll look at taking
off or whatever.
See, it's trouble when you let's assume we can pull this off here. That felt not bad. He just stares the daylights at me like all I needed him to do is slow, right? Or something. Holy mackerel. Hi, Al. There, are you having fun yet? I have the feeling it may be raining in Hope. That's just...
Scared the traffic circle.
You need to tell your parents to go right at the traffic circle. And right at the traffic circle.
Okay, yeah, I just don't have time.
Hey, Will. And then stay in the main lane after that. Do not go into the exit.
I wonder, should I wait for them?
Or what?
We'll follow him.
What are they doing out here now? Golf course construction.
You know, if we had been way back there, I would have been embarrassed.
Alright, question. You might need some adult help with this. Pastor, what was the name of the city that God sent Jonah to? Tarsus.
I vicariously did that in a van that I pretended was a trike.
What's that?
I said I vicariously did that in a van pretending it was the trike.
You're a good driver. You kept up with us the whole time.
I used to follow the toy runs. I'd take my truck for them. If we didn't ride, we would take the truck. Yeah. There, you're here. Good, good.
Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out where they're going to, because there's no way I can hike up.
Oh, well, that's with Tim too.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's with him too.
But,
Hi.
figure out whether Natalie will take Levi or leave him here, depending on where they're going to.
Yeah, that's him too.
Well, sweetie. You gonna put the harness on?
Where are they going for picture? Somewhere in this area here, or?
Not sure.
As if you knew, I'd get him out now.
Do you know where they're hiking to, or which way they're going? Like,
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think I can go very far. That's my.
I don't think we're going very far.
Yeah,
That's
my
not.
knees won't take me, but.
That's not the idea.
Oh,
Yeah.
good. I'm gonna get him out at least. How's that? Okay, I'm pulled forward a little there. Do you think I'm okay?
Well, my daughter goes.
I'm gonna back this up a bit. Yeah, see, this says bus RV, but you're handicapped. I'm gonna back this up a little. That works, I think. Or does it? Now, do you need your tank changed?
No.
When will you need it changed? Not for a bit? Check your tank.
Quite a while.
Oh, okay. Okay, go ahead. I got oral keys. Got them. Okay. How are you? I'm doing. Oh, that's pretty.
Yeah.
Good. What's your hose? Go talk to Al. There you
I
go.
was saying, you got to do she can take him if she wants. Okay. I can't. There's no way I can go.
Don't worry, you and Tim can sit and hold the fort. How's that, okay?
Right. I mean, I'd like to try if I can, but it depends on how far it is. It's,
I don't think we're
I mean, I hear rushing water right there.
Yeah, there's. It's beautiful, actually.
Is it?
Right over
That
there.
is nice. Yeah.
I haven't been here since I was a teenager, I bet.
Really?
And we drove out a couple of times, and it was so packed there were no parking spots. So we didn't end up stopping.
Yeah.
And since we've lived in Chilliwack, but
We've been a couple of times.
Ride it and it can run. It's worth
So what's he got? He's got a Harley.
I mean, I have tested.
Yeah. It's not bad. When he learns to stand on it, I'll be impressed. Oh, you got that one, right? Tim says to me, go ahead, pass. I says, yeah. And he's playing that, and I got to speed up and pull in. And with my luck, he's going to be slowing and doing that again. Sure, right. So,
He's waiting for a stage 4 motor for that.
is he? Wow. I bought a trike this year to take him out. And, well, it is and it isn't. Do you ride?
Yeah, I'm learning slowly.
Never buy a trike. Okay,
Someone
that's
else
the
actually just said
bottom
that to me.
line, right? And actually, you might be okay with it. See, if you're big enough, those things rock. Like, they just, it's like this. And you know, you got to learn to let them do it. And as we all know, you do not run through a major pothole, right? You do with a trike. Aim for it, because if you hit it with your back wheels, you're messed. Like, it just rocks. So, yeah, okay, we're going that way. I'm gonna go walk them over there. Come on, you can do it. Come on, you can do it. Come on. You can do it. They're just walking in that way. You can do it. See, there's the little bridge. That's as far as we're going with that. I will carry that or pull that for you. You're going to trip on your hose. You're going to trip on your hose.
I'm not.
Take this and put it on the other side and I will pull it for you. Okay? Just come on. Walk on the other side. Thank you. There. We made it.
We made it.
We
exactly.
made it. Okay. I hope we're not going much further, though. Not for him. Come here. Okay, come stand here. I want a picture of you. Okay, you ready? Oh. Yeah, you just wanted in the picture. I was trying to get away from it. Look, it's not every day I get him out. So
No, that's good.
It is. Okay, let's hope we're not. No, I know you're not. You're not. We're gonna. I don't know. I wasn't the one doing the photo shoot.
Well, apparently we're just setting it up here.
Okay, I figure I'd dangle them upside down. And then everybody kind of join in. How do you feel with that?
So cool. It's so strong.
Okay, here, let me just stand beside you. There you go.
Let's start it like a handstand.
Look, I can.
Oh, you're so heavy! Like that.
That good?
Oh, get over here.
That's cool. Okay, is she okay?
Everybody grab back. Okay, what are we doing? We're getting the kids involved. There we go. TJ, no. All right. We got it. Load back up.
Okay. Come on up here. I'll put on the other side of this. I need to get my right hand on it. Right hand. Let's go. I gotta go to the bathroom. This is not good. What am I gonna do if I have to go to the bathroom?
As I get waves at all the other bikers.
Do you want me to walk you through there? Go around through this way. I'll walk you around this way. Come through here, and I can go open the van for you if you want, okay? If you want it.
There's that. Okay, in you get, Tim, quick. And I will. Ah. Okay, there you go. I want first out after these guys. If I'm going to do this, I'm going to do it this way. You've got to pull that seat over. Okay. You what? What did you say?
I can talk to that right there.
Oh. What's he doing?
Needs a zip tie for something.
His plate? Just 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Let's go, boys. He wants in the rear. Gotcha. Okay. Now is going to test my riding skills. That's, of course, if they speed. You realize that, right? Norma is way back there. Oh, he's back there again. It's good. I'm glad I can still drive. So I don't smack on. That's great.
Why?
Just because the man agrees. Oh, shit.
Tell them that's what it is. There's 2 of them. There's actually 4. Okay? Pretty cool, eh? Spockus. 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 Spockus.
I am gonna say Mulan. I loved Aladdin as a kid.
Logan and Cyrus agree on Wall-E.
Clear?
Clear.
Let's go. We have walls virtually everybody.
Yeah.
Oh no, no, it's back there. There's no.
Like fire. Does everybody see the snow on the mountain? Yes.
Yeah, that's why it's still
Yeah, welcome to October.
My little eye. Give it a flag. Nope. Pizza Hut sign. Say again?
It's right.
Pizza Hut sign. I spy.
That's the deli.
Alright, Natalie's gonna tell us something that she spies with her little eye. I spy with my little eye.
And then put it there. Where's the blue moose?
Green.
Well, we're gonna put it in right up there a little bit. Hold on to this. That is pretty. I bet you there's a parking space right there, right? Okay, I will bring it in even closer, okay? Okay. Tim! Tim! You go out and hold that! Okay, here. Up the other way. Right there. Somewhere. Gotta get through the line to go to the bathroom. This is the bathroom lineup, isn't it? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I think they should give you a trolley.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Next.
I know, there's a lineup too. Oh boy. Are you not even there yet? Oh my goodness. Are you okay there? Okay. Yeah, wow, I know. Well, like, what else are you going to do in Hope, right?
Yeah, no, what I looked at, the culture here in these shops.
Yeah.
They were, it was super cool. I pay attention to those things. I do.
Okay, so let's start this. He's still in a lineup. But hey, I can get out his oxygen tank, so what? You know, it's funny what you do and you don't know. And I'm assuming it's good for all of BC. I was in Vancouver because so we were down to Elders Gathering with one of the Indigenous community who left. And I don't know how I'm going to walk him to wherever, right? That's the bottom line. Yeah. This woman walks down and she says, no. She says, you do know he has a handicap sign. You see where it says loading? You could put it there for an hour or two. That's the end of that. And I said, so that's where it appeared when I Googled it. And I went, yeah, well, this is cool now.
So you can go into a loading zone?
You can probably, if you're trying to get into something like, you know, and there's no handicap.
Okay.
Yes, there's a terrible line.
Or Kim, apparently across the way there's one too, but
Yeah,
at the
if you
playground.
just went through that, just around that building, that green building, is our bathrooms. Yeah. So, oh
You know, I end up with ice cream because I bought it for the grandson, but
boy. And he,
didn't want any.
well, you know.
Whereas 2 weeks ago we were at the leisure center out in front of it at the water park, and he ate almost the whole ice cream cone.
Oh my goodness! Wow.
You just never know.
I thought you said green.
I think they're taking the kids to the park.
That's a good idea.
That's a great idea.
That is a good idea. No ice cream? Oh, you ate it already? Okay, well, fine. Oh my goodness. I'm never sure if I would want to live here, but I like Hope.
Yeah.
I do. I just like Hope. It's Hope. There. That place is yeah.
Yeah. See Kim cut her back over to the playground, but she'll probably see us a lot.
So what's on after this? They're going down to the river?
Yeah, they said something about going down to the river to build a whale out of rocks or something.
We may actually head by that time. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm thinking that.
Well,
Pretty done.
it's hard, but I told you this. It's really hard with him.
Yeah.
It is. It's really hard.
Well, at least you guys got out and you got to.
We got out, yeah. I went in and I got the bike out for a run. If we'd been home, I would have taken the trike out with me.
Yeah.
But there's just putting him on the back of it and this far is, yeah, kind of a.
Lily will not like this.
Probably not.
We're gonna abandon her.
Oh dear.
Greater places.
Oh, for
Lily, sit. Sit. We'll be right back, okay? We'll be right back. Okay. Someone might have to come out and be there.
I have yet to see.
I have
any
not
of your
seen my
kids.
children, but they're probably sitting in this park eating.
Or sitting on their phones.
Oh, that's a good place to be. Oh, yeah.
Mark can look up at her and like, oh, there's something here.
No.
I know. Yeah, but then you come back and she says, see, it worked. See, it worked. Oh, goodness. Okay, I'm going to check on him and see if he's okay. You have to work over there tomorrow? Yeah.
2 weeks after
Monday through Saturday.
I need a motorcycle. Just, I keep saying don't buy a trike. Although it does pack everything. I have to admit that. It will do that. Yeah, it will just take it all. Okay, we'll check on him.
Okay, drinks for bed. That's the London Fog and chocolate. That's why London Fog is cafe.
Here, look at me. Just a minute. Okay, now we try it. Look at me. There. There we go. So how you doing?
I'm doing okay.
Good.
What's your coffee?
I'm not having coffee. I had a bath.
Okay.
That was almost better. Actually, I drank coffee all the way out here.
I'm not going to check that right now. I want coffee. Are you going to the country? That's better.
Well, I'm honest
So,
on
by
this
the way,
one.
Did your friend or the come to Victory Church?
No, not yet.
You know
No.
what? Give it time.
It will be.
We're going to
It might be
praying for
nice.
them.
Yeah, it would be good. And I'm pleased I got him out today. I know I did not bring the trike because it doesn't work. Well, it's not just me and riding it. It's.
Could you hold this? I'm going to use the lunchroom.
Yeah, I'm just gonna set it right there for you. So we are going to go over to the river to go walking. Do you want to do that, or are you going to head home for home? What do you want to do?
You want to go.
Well, that's the thing. I would sooner just head for home at that point. That puts us in at a decent time because we'll be a good 40 minutes or more getting there. 40, 45 minutes. So, and I don't know how they're going to manage to get back. They're supposed to be back by 4:30. That'll never happen. They'll just barely slide in. What are you doing or getting? You're kidding me. And they're still at it? Oh my goodness. Okay, I'm standing outside. When Al comes through, send him to me. It's okay.
The best bike I've ever had.
This is Al's.
Oh, nice.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you know, you hang out with them long enough, they just, put you to work, right? He's in the bathroom lineup. Oh, boy. It's good coffee here at
I know a
least.
lot of friends go to one.
Yeah, I don't think it's bad coffee compared to any place else out here.
This is like a nice
Are you a Jimmy's or a Starbucks person or?
McDonald's.
That's a good one.
Sorry?
That's good. That's good.
Yeah, so good.
A few of them went to the washrooms over there. Yeah.
Because I don't like their dark. Their dark.
You don't want to wait till
That's right.
I need to go 5 minutes ago. No,
When you gotta go, you gotta go. I know.
you gotta go.
That's it. How's your tank?
15, 20 minutes.
What?
20 minutes.
Well, then we change it because we're gonna head. Okay. Yeah, I know. Look, I will sit down beside you for a minute. So he got it. Brian got the bike back on the road.
What's that?
Brian's got his back on the road.
Yes, he does.
Yeah.
Yes. And you, with your trike?
Oh, I've had him out enough. See, I would have had him out today, but I'm not bringing him all the way out here on it. It's actually
Coming out on Tuesday night? Play by ear, see what the weather's like.
I'm hoping. See, if it gets warmer, here's the thing, Al. He gets cold very quickly, even with heat vests. So the shakes and everything else.
Okay.
And then we have stops. You know, you're good for about half an hour, 40 minutes, and then stop. Find the coffee. It's amazing where you can go in 30 or 40 minutes, though. You know, it's Hi. How you feeling? You're here. You're here. Well, that's a start. That's a start.
That's a big thing.
That's right.
That's a good thing.
I was saying to him too, you know, Manfred should come out with these. Manfred should come out with these. Manfred doesn't get out enough. He doesn't either.
I don't know why. He might be coming out to church tonight.
Really?
Because John, that was there Friday night.
Yeah.
He said, see you Sunday night. So the only way John can get to victory is if
with Manfred
brings him. So I'm hoping they're gonna come. So anyhow.
That's okay. See, I got this great bright idea. You guys do some longer ride. No, I wouldn't ride it. I would call up Manfred and go, okay, you need another experience with a trike, and I'm sitting on the back now. He can just stay home. See, Manfred took the thing. When we went to look at it, so I went, 5 miles an hour, right? Going, I don't know what I'm going to do with this. Manfred said, no, we better take it out on the highway. Al, it was colder than whatever, and I was dressed like this.
Well, that's
on the
island. You're talking ocean.
Well, here's the kick. He'd never been on a trike. I think he liked it. It was like, this is pretty okay.
Well,
and just
his knees
are not what they were. That's right.
So
it's
and that BMW that he's got is quite high, and a trike you can get on, and you can cruise. It's a whole new ride.
It really is. It's a whole different experience. So that's the thing.
So anyhow.
Okay, we're gonna probably take him and put him in the van, and we're changing your tank. Is that what we're doing right now? Okay.
So like this.
You got stuff all over you.
You got it.
There we go.
It wasn't much. It was colorful.
Come on, I'm gonna take you over and get your tank changed.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm going fast.
I've never had a person on my bike.
Rosie, why don't you like go down?
I've never had a person right there. That isn't Harley.
Yeah.
These guys are all
I'll get it out, Tim. Tim, I'll get it out. Okay? Whoa, wait a minute.
Really? That's not bad.
There you go.
I think Elton was about the word. Early, he was afraid to come out on stage. Because he didn't come out to the usual, he came straight out and played the whole, to see that, to see the whole crowd just stand up.
Please don't leave.
Yeah. I'm not sure, but I really think. Yeah. That was an experience because Lori and I had to.
Okay, you gotta go get in. Say goodbye. Say thank you very much or something.
I felt old.
Okay, I will. Go get in.
Genuinely felt old.
We'll leave. That was our
We're
bad,
headed.
right?
You got it back on the road, eh? Good. That's good. We're not going down to the river. He's got to get back.
Well, it's good you guys can get out.
I know. Okay, take care.
It was so funny. And we came back. We see him. Hey guys, said
Okay, you need to get in, get this thing, and get this up off of there, okay?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, get your seatbelt on. You need to take that. Good. I need to come out this way. Put this away. And I don't really want to smack anybody driving through. Right?
That'd be a good idea.
I thought so too. So if you shut the door, you're gonna look that way. All I gotta do is look this way. Wait a minute, I need the keys, man. Where'd you put them?
Oh.
What?
Here.
Oh. Okay, goody. Stay. Huh. What?
Sorry, I forgot that.
It's fine. I give it to Brian. He'll get it to Vince. Here. Here, play with this. There, I kept it right behind this. I'm impressed with myself. I'm completely lost it. Hold on. There, at least we're in the right place. I guess. Come here, come sit for a minute. Okay, that's good. Sit down. I tell you I love you and all that other good stuff, okay? There. Papa would say that was a sign, but it isn't necessarily a bad one. Pretty wild, huh? Okay, so did you have fun? Okay, well then that's good. We did do something. We stopped there when it was really so hot too. If you're done this, you could throw it out, so if you could finish it, that would be a good thing. I've got to get a different container that I can put this stuff into.
Yeah.
Well, no, that they're a bit of a bitch. Otherwise. See, I knew it was gonna rain.
Yep.
I would prefer to be that way before it does what it does. Somewhere your seabird, it can suddenly come down real So what flavor is it? There we go.
Strawberry chocolate.
What?
Strawberry banana chocolate.
Strawberry banana chocolate. That sounds gross. It just does. When you get in, you will have a tank to put away. And going in to join a couple of teams meetings and come in almost straight out. That means that you have a tank to put away, get your butt upstairs, play with the vacuum, so we can sit down and read or whatever, and it's 5 o'clock, okay? All right? I don't know if you want to try to go to church tonight. That's 7. We're not in till 9 or 10. It's some more whatever. If we weren't kind of at this point, I'd say, well, stop the wetlands. This is at least covered area, but here, you could play with this, couldn't you? Oh, that's a good idea. the birds are flying. We do have rain coming. Or we've got, it feels storm-like. You see that? That's what I'm trying to show before it possibly lets go. See all the lights when that's it? I'm going home. I'm going home. I'm going home right now. That's what I'm doing. I'm headed that way. Where's your coat? You're not just going to sit in the van. You're going to get your butt up and organize stuff to take in, okay? All right. And you joined Teams meeting upstairs. Well, I've got to go in and start 2 others, and I'm going to change my boots, and I'm coming upstairs immediately. So you had better be upstairs and have vacuumed at least, okay?
Oh, Gunnar, I thought you were off your leash.
All right.
Okay, you're not.
No.
This hose needs to be hung up, Tim, doesn't it? Lady Grey, get out of the way. Okay, you get on with that because you really don't do much of what you're supposed to. When we find what we're going to read and you read, rather than just sit there like you're doing, thank you. I would seriously appreciate that, all right? I'm not asking you to play with this right now, am I? No, we're not playing with that. Gunnar, quit it. You silly Twinkie. That's good. Sit down, behave yourself.
And when he was coming to Galilee, Galileans received him, having seen all the things that he did at Jerusalem at the feast. For they also went into the feast. So Jesus came again into Cana of Galilee, where he made the water wine. And there was a certain nobleman whose son was sick at Capernaum. We heard that Jesus was come out from Judea into Galilee. We went unto him and besought him that he would come down and heal his son, for he was at the point of death. Then said Jesus unto him, except ye see signs and wonders, you will not believe. The woman saith unto him, Sir, come down, where my child died. Jesus said unto him, go thy way, thy son liveth. And the man believed the word that Jesus had spoken of, and he went his way. And he was now going down, the servants met him, and told him, saying, thy son liveth. Then inquired he of them the hour when he began to amend. They said unto him, yesterday at the 7th hour, the fever left him. So the father knew that it was at the same hour in which Jesus said unto him, thy son liveth, and himself believed in his word. What did you do?
Wait a minute. I'm dealing with Gunnar at this point for whatever reason. Okay, go ahead.
After this, there was a feast of the Jews. Jesus went up to Jerusalem. Now there is at Jerusalem, by the market, a pool, which is called in the Hebrew Bethesda, having 5 porches. And And he's a great multitude of important folk. A blind halt where they're waiting for the moving of the water. For an angel went down at a certain season in the pool, filled with the water. Whosoever then first after the coming of the water stepped in the water, was made whole of whatever disease he had. A certain man was there which had an infirmity 38 years. And Jesus saw him by and knew that he had been now a long time in that case. He said unto him, Wilt thou be made whole? The important man answered him, Sir, I have no man when the water is troubled to put me into the pool. While I come here, another steppeth down before me. Jesus saith unto him, Rise, take up thy bed and walk. And immediately the man was made whole, and took up his bed and walked. And on the same day was the Sabbath. The Jews therefore said unto him that was cured, Is it the Sabbath day? It is not lawful for thee to carry thy bed. He answered them, He that made me whole, the same said unto me, Take up thy bed and walk. Then asked they him, What man is that which said unto thee, Take up thy bed and walk? And he was healed. And he that was healed was not who it was, for Jesus had conveyed himself away, the multitude being in that place.
Okay, let's stop for a minute and we'll get the other one out. I'm going to get you to read.
You're being a
this.
bad
I am
altar
doing
boy. Now go
a bit of
behave yourself.
An I thing.
Or choir
okay,
boy,
Tim,
or
my
whatever.
own thing, okay?
Those who are wondering whether there is anything for them in the teachings and offers of Christ, and they find bad experiences with church people, a difficult obstacle to get over. You may also wonder whether they've been too bad to be forgiven. None of us can afford to let the personal balance of others or ourselves ruin our future. Founders of the church does not make offers based on what others have or haven't done, but what he has done for us. Paul explained, For God made Christ, who never sinned, to be the offering of our Son for our sin, so that we could be made right with God through Christ. The Bible says to those who've already received Christ, God saved you by His grace when you believed. You can't take credit for this. It's a gift from God. Salvation is not a reward for the good things we have done, so none of us can boast about it. The founder of the church doesn't just promise hope beyond the grave. He offers a new life now. That means that anyone who belongs to Christ has become a new person. The old life is gone. A new life has begun. Trusting the founder of the church opens the door to eternal life. For God loved the world so much that He gave His only Son, so that everyone who believes in Him will not perish but have eternal life.
Amen. Okay. Let's pray, okay? Don't close it up there. Just leave it there, and I'll work with that. Okay, so we're gonna pray. I'm gonna try to tape Gunner.
Try to tape Gunner?
Yeah, I'm taping Gunner. Naughty altar boy. And if I'm not taping him, I'm taping you. Okay.
God, thank you for a wonderful day out in your beautiful country. Thank you for the church, for the people in it. Thank you for time. Coming up with such a brilliant idea. Thank you for me. I'm still alive. Thank you for getting us all better. I know you will. Thank you for everything. And in my shortcomings today, I do repent. One of those things.
So gratitude is a good thing, and it has been not too bad of a day considering all. It's been a little stressful coming in, and help impress upon Tim that he's just sitting there. He just goes into some other place. And thank you that we were able to go out with everybody. It might have been nice to stay later, but I do not want to come home in the pouring rain, possibly through Chihuahua. And that's not cool. And it was a good day, and I even got a little practice in. And hopefully tomorrow the weather will be good enough to do the trike and a little more practice. And I ask you to go with us this night and help us through whatever. And tomorrow's another day. And all things in Jesus' name, amen. It was nice to be out with you. It wasn't too bad, but you have played with your oxygen levels somewhat. Although you've only really done 2 tanks today, and that's a start. Comparably speaking, Tim, that's a start. Because 3 and 4 tanks, they're not going to be here. Now, I have the feeling we're in tomorrow, unless I can think of something for you to do. Okay, like outside or go for a walk or whatever. But ultimately, we're in tomorrow. Tuesday, maybe. And then, because it's going to rain all the way through. So we need to conserve a bunch of tanks towards for the weekend and for next week. You have more tanks than what are showing down there because I put 2 back in the red truck, which I can always pull back out. I am not going out to the trike to pull them off the trike, but we left 2 tanks live on a bike before. So now we have 3 on a trike, just because it's a good idea, okay? Okay. And other than that, you need to show me your ankles right now. What are these like? Because you can go take your other water pill. That may be the only reason you're still coping or surviving. So you go take the 4th one. And I thought there was a stronger one there. We may need to go for a stronger water pill. Well, that's interesting. Gunner is off of a lead. Gunner, how this happened, I don't know, but you've been dragging that around. Yeah, you're a Twinkie, I see that. So let's at least do this, okay? There. Oh, Gunner. Yes, you're in the little box. Everybody likes that box. Everybody likes that box, no kidding. I thought he was off the lead. So, you have something to eat tonight, and a banana, and some ice cream, and the shake. I want you to listen up. What you don't eat tonight, you might be able to eat in the morning, and during the day there are 6 sausage roll things to finish up. Okay? And I'm assuming they will keep till tomorrow. So let's come over here for a minute so I can chatter. And say things that may or may not sound right. How's that? Does that sound good? First of all, I don't think anybody has any conception of what is going on for you. That is my sense. That nobody really does. The ones that do are my friend, you know who I mean, And then there's another woman I talked to. And both of them have done walks that are bad. Like really bad. Not just, you know, people may be dying of alcoholism or whatever, but hard walks with people in their world that lost mobility, cognition, all sorts of stuff. And both of them just look at me and I just go, things are, when I said today, with her, when we were at Bridal Falls, she said, how is it? And I said, we're here. That's good. That's a start. And at the church, I said, I don't know if we're going to go further. She said, you know what? And I don't know, something about, sometimes that's the way it's got to be. You know what? See, she gets it. I know she does. She's shared things about people in her family that she did the walk with. And the ambulances and the whole bit and the hospital stuff. I don't think most of these people really have a conception. And I'm going to say something else. I think I don't mean this bad. Nobody's shunning you. I don't mean it that way. But I think that it's difficult because they don't know what to do or how to say or what to. It's so. Al doesn't. Al's known you long enough. He's going to talk to you. He said to me when I was talking to him and I had to hold his coffee, and he said, you didn't bring him on the trike. I said, Al, do you know what that kind of ride that is? And he just looked at me. He says, you mean it's not like because of this? And I said, no. It's 80 and 90, which maybe I can do, Tim, but that's a lot on you.
Yeah, and not good.
It's a lot on you because of the way you get cold. You did it the other day when we were doing 50 and 60 and it was hot out. And you had a coat on. And not only that, we also stop every half an hour or thereabouts. I'm going out of my way to at least do the pullover at Glen Vaughan. You know, I need to stretch my hip because my hip acts up, but that's why you sitting at Minter's, I don't know why you bitched that you were getting too hot suddenly. You had already decided you were too cold. So nobody knows how to deal with that. And maybe, I've said to Colleen, okay, I get that, because neither do I. And I said, she doesn't really like the highway. What if we went out to Agassiz? You come along. Me with the trike, I'll take Tim. Like we could just tootle out the old way. She seemed to think that was a great idea. I said, you know, that's easy. That's like go out, have tea, chat, stop once, take a picture. Okay, so, and going to our park, I think Norma would go with that too. She seemed okay with that on Wednesday, and I said, you know, we could all just get together for a tea, and I can bring Tim. Really, he'll just sit there in the corner. And she just said, you know, that would all be nice. Well, she may bring her grandkid and you can talk to her. Okay, so, because we aren't just going to meet for, you know, like ladies with a Bible study. We're just going to meet. And we will have to investigate this kayak thing. I would hate to get there and not be able to get you down to it. I don't know if anybody's there is capable of carrying you. Vince might be all by himself. But this will be a lot like going out with Eddie and is there accessibility? Because it won't be a question of a walker. It will be a question of a tank and somebody helping you down there. Now, I wish that I had kept Lucy's wheelchair. I actually wish I'd kept her cart, but I didn't do either one of them. Silly me, huh? Because her wheelchair, which was already electric, which folded up, other than that, I really liked that little gizmo he had. That was incredible.
Yeah, that was really cool.
With a little trike. Like what an incredible gizmo. I haven't even looked for that yet. That would take a
it clips to a very bare bones wheelchair, just normal bare bones wheelchair. And bolts on. And now you ride it like a tricycle. It also would mean that it's loadable in the van. And it's light. I have the feeling it's lighter than heck. Get down. You are a naughty choir boy. Yes, you are. Oh, well, yeah, say your prayers. So, it is. We got out, and I don't know what we're doing next week. I actually think that the loop would be a nice run. There's no reason why I wouldn't stay right on their ass again. I'm really proud of myself. Anybody else? We would have lost on those inclines, but they stayed to the right lane. Because the van will not do it. I can tell you right now, some of those grades, the van will keep to about, like, it's not posted at 90, and I'm doing 90 to 100. The next thing I know, I'm doing 75 to 80. And it's just, because if not, I'm sucking gas, and it's just chugging. And those grades, Tim, are heavy-duty grades. Although I suspect that trike would do it.
Well, if it's right.
Gunnar, you're ticking me off. Manfred said to me on the Friday we rode there, he says, what's the biggest thing you've been on? So I told him, and blah, a lot. And I said, and you know what, I never bought the 1800. And he looked at me and he said, well, right now you have 500 more ponies anyway. Oh, yeah.
More ponies, but
Well, I know that the other day you were babbling about shifting. It's not right. It feels rough under my butt. Maybe not yours. It feels wrong. Something feels wrong. First, we'll take it to a good 30, and that's the way it is. If I'm not doing more than 30, I don't want to shift that bike. I really don't, because it actually goes, oh, like suddenly, and then I've upped it. I got to pop it back down. And second, we'll take it to a minimum, probably 50, maybe even 60. Yes, because by the time I hit 55 and I'm starting to go up, it's like, oh, let's go. But when it's in third, at anything other than in the 60, it's too loose. I don't know if you know what I mean by that. I don't know how to describe it. It is too loose. There is something that just feels loosey-goosey about it. And my bike does the same thing. I cannot run third for the most part in town. I had better be doing 60 to 70 before I hit third. Or it's just kind of, the motor sounds real different. It's quiet, but the bike does not handle the same way. I can't explain it. It's just a sense, okay? And I've ran that Boulevard for a few years now, so I'm sure I know what I'm talking about. And the Boulevard actually is geared to where if I get it in second, I don't ever have to shift down. It will literally slow into a stop sign or intersection, and throttle will take it out without it going, But the 250 was the same. And that was supposed to be a little commuter bike for around the city, which is probably why it does it. Les told me the 250. I said, dude, should I be shifting? He says, no, you put it in second, and as fast as you're going is 50. You just leave it there forever. Well, I think Les probably knows something more than maybe you or me. And I have found almost the same with the Boulevard, but it requires a little different with the throttle leaving in second.
yeah.
If it's in first or second, it doesn't seem to matter. Neither one give me more power, really. Neither one. I can get as much of an oomph off a stop sign or intersection in second as I can first. Which is real odd. And I think it's a 5 gear. I don't know, because it goes 4 or 5. It is. It's about 5 gear. Don't touch the last one, or the bike is like shaking like it's got razor blades.
That's a high range.
That's what it is. And you better be really rocking to use it.
You just don't use it. So the trike in town, when I'm doing 30 going down wherever these side roads, man, we're in first and I'm not shifting it. I'm not going through the block and going up and down and back and forth and up and down. It's not worth the effort. I can bring that bike in almost without a clutch on first. That's pretty wild when you think about it.
Yeah.
I can't explain that. Like, bring it in about halfway, give it a little bit of brake, and they do perform better together. Believe it or not, I am now suddenly braking foot and top. But it's a real soft upper brake. It's easy on the hand. And it's, the clutch is in halfway, and I give it a little brake, and we're stopped. Wow. And you just start to let that clutch out. Don't take it all the way in. Take it all the way in, it will actually run rough coming off. Halfway in, and suddenly it's rolling forward again. Wow. And I was serious with that with Al. We should get Manfred out. We'll leave him at home. We're going to call Manfred. Manfred gets to ride the trike. And I can sit on the back and take pictures. I'm serious. I think he liked it. He said to me, when we finally decided we were going to get it, or when I decided, we came back, and he pulled over, and he says, "It's not bad, a lot. I says, "Well," I said, "What do you think?" He says, "The first time I've ever ridden one." And I think he liked it. I think he liked it more than the Spider, because he took the Spider for the run. And actually later he said to me, he said, "I don't think you want that. I actually don't think you want it." I said, "Well, you seem to do fine." He says, no, it's just because the front end is so heavy, or feels so heavy. He says, "I don't think you want it." Okay, well. I said, "Have you ever been on one?" "Nope." So at least we gave him an experience, right?
Yeah.
And Al, that was funny when he said you were sitting there still, or he was taken off, or I came back to say bye. I said, "I mean it. I'm serious. Manfred out, maybe." Because he said, "Well, Tuesdays, bring Tim." Well, you know what? That's an awful long night, Tim. And it isn't a question of just saying, "Good, we're on the back of a bike." I am stopping to change your tanks and losing everybody else. And like all of those logistics, most people don't understand.
Yeah.
Okay. So, you know, I don't know, I'll take the trike on a run. I wouldn't mind if it could get out on that kind of a run. And I don't know who else to ask to run it, but I think Manfred could do it.
Yeah.
And that's like, well, you heard Al. Well, you know, his knee, no wonder he liked it. Going down the fucking highway, sorry. We're going down the highway, I don't go, you didn't even have to balance, man. It was a very cold day still. Oh, we're gonna go check the gears out. Okay, we'll go check the gears. Oh, we're going down the highway. We're going down the what? No, it's okay. Oh yeah, good, Manfred. I've never been on the back of one of these things. And by the way, I hung on like for dear life. And he I think had it up to 130 or 40, I think. Because it's hard to see over, he's kind of taller than you.
Yes.
Well, we went down the highway and we were passing everybody.
Bad tires never.
Tires that would have been at, what, 18, 19, 20 pounds? Can you imagine? That's what we were on. Because there's been no air put in them. That's what we were on.
That's scary.
22-year-old tires. You know what? In some ways, it's kind of a miracle, ain't it?
Yeah.
When I think of a couple of the potholes that I've hit and stuff, and the way it's rocked, it is running better. It was much more comfortable the other day. Controlling it.
Good.
Well, it was. It's still not fun, but it was more comfortable. And this Twinkie today, I was talking to something about, you know, well, when the guy who's doing the slalom things and stand on the seat, then I'm impressed. And he laughed, and I said something about, because they haven't seen it. And I said, well, I have ridden, Tim has for years, and now I got a trike. And his female, or I don't know who she is, wife, I don't know, said, I want one of those. And I just looked at her, I said, do you ride? She says, well, I went and got whatever. And I said, don't you ever buy a trike. Don't ever do it. You're just not going to be a happy lady. No, and he looks at me kind of funny. And he's never been on one either. I said, okay, so you're going down the road. Yeah. I said, it's just a massive pothole. Well, yeah, you don't go for it. I said, yes, you do. You got a trike? You aim for it, and you take your middle center wheel, your front wheel, right through. Because if you don't, it's going to rock, and you're going to think you're in an earthquake. And he just looks at me, and she went, oh my goodness. I said, oh yeah. It's like, Tim, the learning curve is bizarre.
Well, yeah.
It is. Aim for the hole. What?
It's completely different than anything else.
Okay, you're going to check this now, and then you're going to play that, and then you're going to nuke your food. And Gunner's going to go to bed soon. Hi, Gunner. Oh my God. What's your big eyes? You're such a little boy. You're such a little boy. Gunner, you know what's really wild about him, Tim? Tim?
What?
He's a male cat, isn't he?
Yeah.
When you think about it, he isn't that much bigger than you. It's not odd for the... Oh, I'm supposed to keep doing this? I just got smacked. I stopped ratting him. Oh, I'm supposed to still keep doing this. He's actually not much bigger than you. For a male cat, that's kind of interesting, isn't it? What does that make him?
Lunch.
That's exactly what it makes him. You're the little guy. Oh, Jeff, feels so good. Is that why you got bigger moxie than Doopy ass? Maybe, huh? Yeah, it's not surprising to have a female's... Lady Gray's going to be a decent enough sized cat. Trinity's sleek, but she's bigger than him. So you do run to the litter? Is that what you is? I never thought of you being the runt. No wonder I like you so much. Gunner, he's all tangled up. Look at, come here. Oh, you little goof ass. Jeez. Gunner, no wonder you're sitting there. That's why he keeps batting at me. Can you fix this? No, Gunner, we're not letting you loose tonight. Not right now, not yet. Might be a while yet. In fact, if he's the runt of the litter, it would explain some of his development. Okay. So we're here, and I'm glad we went today. I was really quite tired, and I still had Tim, but I'm glad we went. I'm astounded I even drove it the way I feel, or the way I felt. Tim, you can't drop that. The other one is Woot. It's obviously Woot. Red me at 22. With no heartbeat. But that's okay, I'm one of the Walking Dead at this point, I guess.
Obviously.
Huh?
Obviously.
Yeah, obviously. And that one appeared to be acting up. If my hands get cold, which they were this morning with everything I was doing. Pharmacist out at the mall was very nice. I came in, I said, I didn't bring it in. I said, I've got one that's gooped. It came from the rehab shop. I really need it. What have you got? I said, and furthermore, the Life brand thing read me at 42. And she looked at me like, I said, yeah, I know. I'm a Walking Dead. But it didn't even read him.
Yeah.
What is it?
Not giving me anything.
Why is it not giving you anything? You may not have your finger in. Do you need your nails clipped again?
No. There's nothing on my nails.
Yes, Mew, there's ice cream. Look. She is just. Okay, well, I'm gonna. Oh my goodness. There's ice cream.
Fetch Bjorka. Ask him to print the demands of the king.
I will tell Bjorka that you are ready to talk and to listen. Be sure that you do.
She does. Like really, you know?
He cannot. He dare not.
Look at that. There's ice cream. There, this way she doesn't bother you.
Tonight, Lord.
Oh, look.
You will break your oath, Carl, but you will have no other
You will be
choice.
quiet.
Shit, eh?
I did not wish for a new beginning.
I couldn't have this even with the cone on me. I gotta have the ice cream, my only cone.
You speak another word, and I will end your life, no matter the curse nor the consequences.
Aww. Even B, he's still at it, huh? That's pretty wild. Oh God, what a picture with the cone, or she's still at it. She sits there and licks all the caramel off.
Yeah.
That's actually what she does, is licks most of the caramel off. Is he after the caramel or the sweet stuff? Or the ice cream?
You know what to do.
Okay.